Evan McKenna will have entered the NHL. How good will he be by the year 2030? Landon Dupont really a franchise-changing defenseman? Will Ivan Demidov be the face of the NHL in 5 years? And will there be some players you've never even heard of who turn into superstars? Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump things off here in the 2025 NHL playoffs. And when I tell you I simulated this 20,000 times to try and get a perfect bracket, I did 4 simulations, and in all 4, a team that's not in the playoffs has won the Stanley Cup. So I swear if I have to do another one, I'm actually going to crash out. Team that is not in the playoffs currently has made it. But anyways, here is our most realistic top 5 we had so far. The Rangers there, but Chicago, Seattle, Buffalo, Anaheim, and San Jose. At least that part's accurate. Connor Hellebuck has probably locked up the Vezina, I'd assume. Matvei Michkov, Macklin Celebrini, Demidov, Hudson, and Wolf. Looks like a 5-man Calder race. Josh Morrissey leads in defenseman scoring. He's a plus 40, 84 points. He's probably going to win the Norris. But look at this. Sid the Kid turning back the clock at 37 years old. Has his most points he's ever scored in a season, which is actually insane. 129 points. Connor McDavid had 123. Draisaitl had 122. And Alexander Ovechkin had 72 goals. What? A team that has made the playoffs in real life has won the Stanley Cup. The Carolina Hurricanes, in a rematch of 2006, have beat the Edmonton Oilers in a sweep. And the San Jose Barracuda win the AHL championship. Yes, I know it's called the Calder Cup. Okay, I know. Sebastian Aho, 94 overall, had 36 points. Look at this guy's stats. He's a stud. Andrei Svechnikov had 31 points. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl lose again in the Stanley Cup Finals, back-to-back years. That is an absolutely rough one. Gary's at it, not letting a Canadian team win. Even in NHL, it's rigged. Here are your awards. Dallas wins the President's Trophy. Crosby wins the Art Ross. There's no way he didn't get the Hart. Morrissey with the Norrisy. Let's go, baby. Michkov wins the Calder. Jake Ottinger wins the Vezina. Aho wins the Conn Smythe. Jack Adams goes to Ryan Huska. And here are your awards. Moving forward, the Anaheim Ducks have won the draft lottery here in the year 2025. And there was your draft lottery list. In terms of retiring players, Ryan Suter and Shea Weber both retire, as well as Marc-Andre Fleury not retiring. He is staying to play another year. That is absolutely insane. Here in the 2025 NHL entry draft, and Matthew Schaefer has been selected number 1 by the Anaheim Ducks. That is a very interesting pick. So they have Lacombe, Mintyukov, Zellweger, and now Matthew Schaefer, 4 left defensemen. Michael Misa goes to Chicago. Everyone wants that pick to happen in real life. And there's a new guy, Oscar Danielson, goes to the Seattle Kraken. They really need defensemen, so that makes sense. Anton Frondel goes to Buffalo. Martone and Higgins are still here. James Higgins goes here to the San Jose Sharks at 5. And then Porter Martone goes here to the St. Louis Blues at number 6. Wrapping out the lottery here, Malcolm Spence goes there, but Radim Murka got picked at 13. Roger McQueen goes to the Flyers, which is a great pick because they really need a center. Hensler goes to Ottawa. They do need a right shot. Jackson Smith goes to the Islanders. They need defense. Desnoyers goes to the Predators. I feel bad for him. And Victor Eklund goes to Montreal. Like Montreal traded Jake Evans to the Calgary Flames for the 19th overall pick, which is very interesting. But 2 big steals here in the draft. OhNyquist here going to the freaking Vancouver Canucks. And then there's one more here in the 5th round. The rich get richer. The Washington Capitals get an elite medium center here at pick 16 in the 5th round. Ludwig Pettersson. Interesting free agents here. Devin Levi is one, and Voldemort is another one. But on defense here, Evan Bouchard and Luke Hughes are both free agents. Evan Bouchard, the Oilers obviously don't have the cap space to pay him $14 million because they chose to pay Darnell Nurse. And then for some other players, Brad Marchand's here, Matt Duchene. There's some really good players here. Marchand has gone to San Jose for $13.965 million. That is absolutely diabolical. Matt Duchene, $8 million to the Penguins. Brock Besser goes to Philly. John Tavares goes to Columbus. Mikael Granlund goes to Calgary. So there's some very interesting signings. And Sam Bennett goes to the Islanders. A lot to the 2026 trade deadline, my bad. And we have Thomas Chabot, Vince Dunn, Marcus Pettersson right after he got traded for. Adam Pellich, Mike Matheson, Philip Gustafsson, Gostisbehere, Laine, Andrew Kopp, and JT Compher as the big targets. Trade deadline, we saw Jaden Schwartz go to Winnipeg, Orlov go to Utah, but Jacob Trouba goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know how Maple Leafs fans feel about that, but not the most active of trade deadlines. After 2 Stanley Cup Finals losses, the Edmonton Oilers are going to win the Presidents, followed by Dallas, New Jersey, Washington, and the Winnipeg Jets. And at the bottom of the NHL, the Flyers, the Minnesota Wild, and the Ottawa Senators, and the LA Kings have all fallen off a cliff. Jake Ottinger and Jacob Markstrom are tied at the top of the league for wins. For rookie skaters, Gabe Perreault comes in and puts up over a point per game. That is absolutely insane, followed by Ryan Leonard and then the rest of the class. Evan Bouchard, after earning his 1-year, $9 million contract, is a plus 67 and puts up 87 points, followed by Quinn Hughes, who also went over a point per game. Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Jack Hughes, all separated by 4 points. That is insane. Leon Draisaitl there as well. And then Brad Marchand in San Jose, 119 points. Is almost a point per game player. That is absolutely diabolical at the 3rd pick. Kucherov, Nico Hischier with 116, but look at McKinnon and McDavid, right? If we go and check their stats, Nathan McKinnon has 1,100 points. He hasn't even reached 1,000 games. McDavid has 1,200 points in 800 games. Oh yeah, and just to add insult to injury, Nathan McKinnon put up 76 goals this year. What? Austin Matthews, is he on pace to break Ovechkin? We'll figure that one out later. And Connor Bedard has a breakout season with 60 goals. And Brad Marchand, 59 goals is insane. Your playoff matchups out on the Central, we have the exact matchups we have in real life. Vancouver and Utah have replaced LA and Minnesota. Out east, there is a lot of playoff teams that are in real life. Only Pittsburgh, Boston, and Detroit. LTIRs have won the Stanley Cup here in 2026. Gary Bettman could not hide for long, and his favorite team wins the Stanley Cup, at least his favorite team out east. The Dallas Stars met them in the finals. That's tough for Dallas, man. The greatest team to never win a Stanley Cup could be the Dallas Stars. Wyatt Johnston put up 31 points, but Matthew Tkachuk had another generational run. Bart Ross, Nathan McKinnon, Hart Trophy, Zach Hyman Hart Trophy? Okay. Evan Bouchard with the Norris, Jack Hughes, Lady Bing, Conn Smythe, Matthew Tkachuk, Vezina, Connor Hellebuck, let's go. Bruins coach Jack Adams, they made the playoffs somehow. Suzuki with the Selke, I can see that. McDavid, 10 Lindsay, what is going on in the NHL? And a year after somehow missing the playoffs, the Ottawa Senators are going to end up with Gavin McKenna. What just happened? And Alexander Ovechkin and Nick Backstrom retired together. Look at this. Ovi, man, just play one more year. He could have got 1,000 career goals, but he retires with 980. We'll see if anyone ever comes close to that. And one of the greatest duos of all time is gone. Legends in this retirement class. Brent Burns obviously won a Norris. He won a cup as well with Carolina last year. I didn't even realize that. Corey Perry won a Hart Trophy and the most finals losses in NHL history. And then in net, Marc-Andre Fleury is still going, but Carey Price has retired. So Gavin McKenna is on the Ottawa Senators now, so it's going to be Gavin McKenna, Tim Stützle, Brady Tkachuk, Drake Batherson, and Jake Sanderson on that top power play. That is nasty. But then Tommy Laxonen goes number 2 here to the Minnesota Wild. No clue who he is. Up guy, Demetrius Wheeler. That is a funny ass name. But here are the real players. Avar Stenberg goes number 4. So they have Stenberg, Misa, and Bedard on the same team. Another auto-generated guy goes number 5. Vigil Bork here goes number 6 to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And number 7 to team up with Gavin Wait, no, what? Went through my head today, but Mikey Burchild goes there. Keaton Verhoff goes to the New York Islanders. That's a very Islanders pick. And Chicago to team up with Stenberg takes Daxon Rudolph to round out the top 10. Another auto-generated guy. There's Matthias Preston, and there's Diorio. Where are the other guys? Where is Rubrock? Where is Joel Aginla? There is Joe Aginla. Where is Rubrock? There he is. Where is Belchez? There he is. The draft for steals. So Trainer goes here to the Nashville Predators in the 4th round. And then in the 5th round, we have so many. So this guy, Victor Boro, goes to the LA Kings. And if we keep going, we have 1 medium elite, Klimchuk to the Canadiens, 2 low elites, 3 low elites, 4 low elites, and that is it. In the 2026 offseason, and you know what that means. Is Connor McDavid a free agent? Yes, he is. Oh my god, Connor McDavid has left the Edmonton Oilers after years and years of coming so close. He is taking his talents somewhere else, and not only him, Jack Eichel as well is leaving the Vegas Cheater Knights. It is an amazing day. This, however, is one of the greatest free agency classes of all time. We have Martin Necas, Artemi Panarin, Evgeny Malkin, Alex Tuch, Anze Kopitar. This is insane. What is going on right now? There's so much talent here. Devin Levi, even Voldemort's back. So Marty Necas goes to the nation's capital, and he teams up with McKenna, and I mean he signs for almost 115 plus million. I can't do the math right now. Panarin stays in New York after everything he's done. Alex Tuch also goes to New York. He's already in New York, but he goes to Long Island to play for the Islanders. Why would you ever do that? Anze Kopitar goes to play for the Leafs, but we still have 2 players that we are waiting on. That is crazy. Gino goes to the Montreal Canadiens. He leaves Pittsburgh, and he leaves Crosby all alone. But there's 2 players. Jack Eichel has signed. Connor McDavid has not. Where have these guys signed? Out of Detroit, Connor McDavid has signed a 1-year, $16 million contract. Seattle, Jack Eichel has decided to take his talents to the Seattle Kraken for $12 million over 7 years, which is insane. And he's rocking the A and the number 14. Quinn Hughes is available out of Vancouver. He has requested a trade with 1 year left on his deal. He wants to be eligible to sign a supermax contract somewhere of his desire. Noah Dobson is also available. Drew Doughty's trying to get his last Stanley Cup. Middlestad, McCann, Pellet, Shabbat, Dunn, Warrenfogle, and Drake Batherson are all available. Chris Letang was traded out of Pittsburgh, so Malkin and Letang are both gone. Peter Kochenkov, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, some big goalies are getting moved. Braden Shen, the captain, doesn't go to Winnipeg, but he goes to Chicago. Ivan Provorov goes to the LTIR Panthers. Of course he does. And I mean, it's a pretty good trade deadline. Bo Akey goes to Utah, but no Quinn Hughes trade. Stars are still on top of the NHL, but the Detroit Red Wings with Connor McDavid have finished second. The Wild, Devils, and Hurricanes round out that top 5. And then in the basement, the Predators are still there, the Sabres are still there, the Sharks are still there, the Jackets and Utah have fallen. Surprised at the most wins. Same with Jacob Markstrom, though. For rookie skaters, Anton Frondel, Michael Misa, this is going to be a very, very close call to race. Porter Martone's in it to win it as well. Same with Trey Augustine, but they're not going to give it to a goalie in this game. Cale Makar is back on top, but Adam Fox had 98 points and a plus 44. He went band for band with him. Morgan Riley was almost a point per game. 1 point, carrying his team and his city on his back. But Nathan McKinnon, that is another Art Ross trophy. He is now at, where is it? He is now, it doesn't say, great job, EA Sports. Mikko Rantanen 120, Jason Robertson 119, and then Kirill Kaprizov had 70 goals. They're the projected favorite to win the cup. We can see that because finally the Vegas Cheater Knights missed the playoffs. But look at that. Quinn Hughes has made it. Looks like the Winnipeg Jets have made it. We haven't heard much noise from them. The Toronto Maple Leafs, even the Tampa Bay Lightning haven't made much noise. The Rangers are back. It is going to be a very interesting playoffs. Kaprizov and the Minnesota Wild have taken, oh my god, he goes to the East. It does not matter. Connor McDavid loses again in the Stanley Cup Finals for the third time in his career. The most cursed player in NHL history. It's not even close. Jason Robertson wins a Hart. Adam Fox wins the Norris. Porter Martone wins the Calder. Conn Smythe and Vezina go to Minnesota Wild players. The Selke goes to Mark Scheifele. That's never happening in 10 million years. And Rantanen wins the Ted Lindsay. Oh, shout out Bryce. The Buffalo Sabres are getting Landon DuPont. The Edmonton Oilers without McDavid are jumping from 8 to 2 because we need them to get the next Gretzky, the next McDavid. Winnipeg Jets captain Blake Wheeler retires. Tampa Bay Lightning captain Victor Hedman. This is a big retirement, no joke. John Carlson, one of the most underrated players, retires. Mark Giordano, a Norris winner. Nick Foligno, a captain of 2 teams. It's a very big retirement class. Fleury's still going. Oh, this is an extremely stacked draft class. And what did I say? Landon DuPont is not going to the Buffalo Sabres. There's another franchise player, Pie-RV, but Landon DuPont is going here to the Edmonton Oilers. They signed Evan Bouchard long-term over McDavid, and now they have Landon DuPont. What a fumble. Rocco Pelosi goes there to the Nashville Predators. Alexis Joseph. Maybe the Sharks can finally make it out of the basement. Lottery, there is Lafreniere. Shout out our our Calgary Flames franchise mode. Go watch that if you haven't. Penkin, Scantleberry, Neuenstander, McCamey, Shinsnick goes to Vegas. That is elite. And there is your lottery. 3 Stanley Cups. Here's their roster. You guys would probably want to see. Is there anyone new? There's Zetterlund and Novak. I don't know if they were picked up in the season they won the cup. The Florida Panthers, they obviously lost Brad Marchand, but they picked up Ivan Provorov. I remember that. They picked up a bunch of depth, but they're still dominating. And then the last team, obviously the Minnesota Wild just won it. And here's their team. They have Victor Arvidsson now, but the similar team. Quinn Hughes is in free agency asking for 17 mil. Noah Dobson is here as well. There's 2 teams in on Quinn Hughes. Lecker-Mackey's here. So Vancouver could very well be absolutely cooked at the end of this. Let's see what 2 teams are interested in Quinn Hughes. It doesn't say. Dobson has joined the LA Kings for almost 14 million over 6 years. And then Casey Middlestad has joined the Calgary Flames for 13 mil. That is absolutely diabolical. Mark Stone has taken his talents to New York. Jared McCann has teamed up with Alex Tuck. Vince Dunn goes to Tampa. Brad Marchand joins the Stanley Cup champions because of course he does. Nikishin has left the Carolina Hurricanes after being a Stanley Cup champion as a rookie. Apparently he didn't get one. But this dude now joins the St. Louis Blues at 25 years old. But Quinn Hughes has signed. But which team was it for? Find out where Quinn Hughes went. Connor McDavid has signed for almost 16/7 with the Detroit Red Wings. Makes sense. They just made the finals. But we have to see, where did Quinn Hughes go? He has joined the Columbus Blue Jackets. That is absolutely insane. What the hell, bro? Dougie Hamilton is available, but Dustin Wolf is available here at the 2028 trade deadline. But overall, it's a pretty lackluster trade deadline, I'm not going to lie. Stars have won back-to-back presidents. The Stanley Cup champions from last year, the Wild, are second, followed by Jack Eichel's Kraken, Connor McDavid's Red Wings, and the New York Rangers. Where are the Columbus Blue Jackets? They did make the playoffs, so that's good. The Sharks are still in the basement. Washington's now in the basement. Vancouver's now in the basement. What is going on? Instead, the defending Vezina winner, Avar Stenberg, 65 points. He's going to probably win the Rookie of the Year. On defense, Cale Makar puts up 100 points from the blue line. That is absolutely disgusting. Quinn Hughes, 86 on the Blue Jackets. And then Mikko Rantanen leads the league in points with Johnston and Robertson. That's the best line in hockey by far. Boston Matthews back on pace with 70 tucks. We'll celebrate because Gary Bettman has officially retired from being the commissioner of the NHL. And look at that. The moment he retires, doesn't matter. The Canadian team wins the cup. The Montreal Canadiens are your Stanley Cup champions. Team that got to the Stanley Cup finals. They got Nikolai Waugh, Mason Lohrei now on their team. And then the Montreal Canadiens, they have Caulfield, Victor Eklund, Demidov, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Doc. They signed Evgeny Malkin, obviously. They have Michael Hage. This team is nasty. Man, Dallas Stars, man, they still somehow don't have a cup. We're almost at the end of the decade, but they do have back-to-back Hart Trophy winners. Mikko Rantanen is going to take home the Hart. Avar Stenberg is going to take home the Calder. Cole Caulfield is a Conn Smythe Trophy winner, ladies and gentlemen. That, you just love to see it. And this, again, the San Jose Sharks are in the basement, and they are ending up with Maddox Schultz. Erik Karlsson has retired, so it looks like Sidney Crosby is not going to retire until the decade changes. It's very interesting. Is Marc-Andre Fleury going to retire? I had to have missed him. There is no way this dude is still in the NHL. Fleury is still playing. What is happening right now in the NHL? But if we go to the NHL entry draft, looks like Maddox Schultz is most likely going to be the #1 pick here. The San Jose Sharks really need more help. And Maddox Schultz, welcome to San Jose. Every single pick is going to be able to play in the NHL. Shout out Joey Cullen. I guess the Bruins kind of suck at drafting. Dubois there, but is there any real players here? Shkemuski there, I'm pretty sure that's real. Liam Pugh, obviously real. Matejchuk there. Franz, shout out Franz. Zach Charbonneau, Reed Nickel, and there's Maddox Schultz. Goodness, this might be the greatest free agency in NHL history. Not a lot of UFAs, but some crazy RFAs. Baltimore is still here after all these years. That is absolutely diabolical. Panarin has teamed up with Jack Eichel in Seattle. Maxim Sipakov goes to help McKinnon and Makar. Dylan Strome takes his talents to the Big Bad Bruins. Ivan Barbashev left our team for Nashville. Did Cutter Gauthier switch teams? Nope, he actually stayed this time. Did Cole Sillinger team up with Tate McRae? Nope, he stayed. Every single team is looking, starting with the Vegas Golden Knights. We are low-key in a rebuild. Shout out the world, man. I would be so happy if this happened. Samuel Montembeault is on the Anaheim Ducks. So let's check out some goalies real quick. Looks like that is the only change. Lucas Dostal has moved from Anaheim to LA. He's made the drive. Honestly, aren't they even in the same area? I don't know the geography of Anaheim and LA too well, but I mean, that seems like a very easy trade to make. That is crazy. The Philadelphia Flyers have Gabriel Diggs, shout out 2BC. Askarov is now an 87. Looks like the Kraken have Ravensburgen now with Decord. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is the goalie of the St. Louis Blues. We knew that. I mean, this is a very weak goaltending era for the NHL. Check out the teams here. Trevor Zegras is an 89. Matthew Schaefer is still here from year #1. The Boston Bruins, they picked up Dylan Strome. They picked up Leduc. I don't know who this guy is, but Caden Leduc was a 20th overall pick who's absolutely nasty. Pyarvi, wait, no, that was a real guy. This might be his son, Matthias Pyarvi there. I mean, the Buffalo Sabres still suck somehow after all these years. Dubois, but Mikey Burchild, James Scantlebury go to Calgary Flames. Casey Middlestad signed there as well. Zachary Morin, franchise mode GOAT, goes to the Carolina Hurricanes. 5 overall, high franchise here. He is well over a point per game, but I mean, he still has not that much help. Avar Stenberg, they are trying. Lehkonen, Kunin, Michael Misa, Brandon Montour, Capo Caco. They're bringing in a lot of players, just, not very good ones, you know what I'm saying? And Zach Werenski on the power play is just unfair. Adam Fantilli there as well. Ken Johnson. That team is highlight central. Vigil Bork was there as well. I mean, Dallas looks the exact same. They have Bunting now. Connor McDavid obviously went to Detroit, but they have a very similar core in real life. Landon Dupont and Evan Bouchard is also absolutely unfair. Shout out Shane Pinto, a Quebec City Nationals legend. Provorov goes to the Florida LTIRs. Joey Cullen. I mean, the Kings have done a good job drafting, and they still have pretty much the same team. They also got Mason Marchment, which would be nasty if they got him in real life. Laxinen has grown to a franchise low, but this Wild team won a cup. The defending champs here, Hudson and Demidov, both elite high. Look at all the top players they have. Picked up Rocco Pelosi. They picked up Caleb Denoyer. I mean, this is what they kind of got to do. They kind of got to draft. I just saw Matthew Wood turn into an elite. Simon Nemec here is still somehow playing for these guys after all these years. Max Penkin there is the Islanders' most valuable player. Charbonneau, Yzerman. They drafted well after Lou left, I guess. Superstar, 91 overall. Jonathan Bergen is there as well. Pius Suter is there as well. Gavin McKenna, Tim Stutzel, Marty Necas. This Ottawa team is so nasty. The Philadelphia Flyers, I mean, they just kind of exist. Oh, whoa, 2 franchise players here. How did I miss these guys? What the hell? 18th overall pick and 24th overall pick. The Pittsburgh Penguins are lighting it up. Liam Pugh, Nolan Fitzhenry. Oh my goodness, the Pittsburgh Penguins are nasty. If we continue this simulation, if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and let me know. An absolute wagon. There is no way they don't turn it around and become one of the greatest teams of all time. Jack Eichel here. I mean, a 2 franchise low. Shane Wright there as well. This Seattle team is going to be a horse as well. The St. Louis Blues, they got Martone. Dalibor Dvorsky's up to a 92 overall. They got Nikishin. This team is looking nasty. Oh my god, there's so many good teams in this league. If we continue the sim pass this year, like I said, you guys gotta want it. You guys gotta watch this video, you know what I'm saying? Utah got Drake Batherson. I low-key missed that somehow. I mean, we only have a couple teams left here. Obviously, they lost Quinn Hughes. They're probably gonna do that in real life too. Get Franz there. The team sucks ass. And then the Winnipeg Jets just made the Cup Finals. This is the exact same team they have in real life. Season of this video, season number 5. Let's see who are going to be our last Stanley Cup champion in this video. Comment who you think it's going to be down below. Let's go there right now. Mine was the biggest by far. Keandre Miller goes to the San Jose Sharks. Riker Evans goes to Montreal. Travis Sanheim goes to Chicago. Philip Hronek goes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Connor Garland goes to Winnipeg. Devon Taves goes to Philly. That is insane. Dylan Cousins goes to New Jersey, and Scott Lawton goes to Anaheim. Ovechkin has the most goals in NHL history, but Sidney Crosby is at 4th all-time here. Sidney Crosby has reached 2nd all-time in points scored. Sidney Crosby has reached 2nd all-time in assists. Marc-Andre Fleury, Sergei Bobrovsky has cracked the wins list. I mean, this is absolutely insane. And I just saw Leon Draisaitl, 50 goal seasons. Perreault with the 3rd most rookie assists of all time. Dustin Wolf with the 3rd most rookie wins of all time. And then also Jake Ottinger with 47 wins cracks this list. As leader, Zach Werenski is the Blue Jackets' all-time leading scorer. I mean, Connor McDavid unfortunately won't touch those stuff, but Barkov leads the Panthers. Anze Kopitar obviously leads the Kings. Kirill Kaprizov already leads the Minnesota Wild franchise in points. Philip Forsberg has reached 1,000 points, and he leads the Nashville Predators as well. Past Mario Lemieux and is the Penguins' all-time leading point getter. Seattle Kraken, I mean, Matty Beniers has reached 500 points and he leads for them, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of, modern takeover. Nikita Kucherov, Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner, Clayton Keller, Shea Theodore, Alex Ovechkin, Mark Scheifele, all of these guys are taking over their franchise. After 47 wins, he's another great season. Oh wait, that was this season he broke the record. That's sick, my bad, boys. Prab Bethal, 72 points, 57. What a legend, bro. For a defenseman, Cale Makar, again, is probably going to win the Norris, although Quinn Hughes on Columbus looked absolutely nasty. And then for all skaters, Austin Matthews wins his Art Ross, his Rocket Richard, and probably the Hart. Sports predictors are predicting the Dallas Stars to win the Stanley Cup, but here's your final playoff bracket. We have Jack Eichel there, we have Connor McDavid, we have Quinn Hughes, all on their new teams. Here in June, who is in the Stanley Cup Finals? Who is in the Conference Finals? It is Jack Eichel. Connor McDavid is out, so he doesn't win a cup in these next 5 years, but Jack Eichel, Dallas, Tampa, and New Jersey all have a chance. Cup champion is Jack Eichel and the Seattle Kraken. So your 5 champions are the Hurricanes, the Panthers, the Wild, the Canadiens, and the Kraken. And the Dallas Stars win 4 out of the 5 President's Trophies, but it does not matter. I mean, that is actually embarrassing. Ken wins 2 Art Ross, but a very spread out. I mean, Zach Hyman won a Hart, but McDavid gets his. 5 different Norris Trophy winners. Panarin and Hughes dominate the Lady Byng. I mean, obviously 5 different Calder winners. Again, 5 different Conn Smythe winners. Chuck, Kaprizov, Caulfield, and Jack Eichel. So a ton of Americans and a couple Europeans in there. I mean, I guess Russia's technically half Europe, half Asia. Instead 1, 2, it's more than half in Asia, but you know what I mean. Oh my goodness, what a simulation. Connor McDavid, Mikko Rantanen win 2 Ted Lindsays. But it doesn't matter. Connor McDavid, 3 finals losses in his career. And if you guys want to see me jump to 2035 to see if he can win one, let me know and we'll get you that real soon.